Yes.
And if that doesn't make you feel sorry for him, then you just a cold motherfucker.
Yeah. Grand morning, grand rising, what the business is. I'm black, I understand what white.
Greetings, salutations, Tails in the building. What's going on, Tails? Hope you're having an absolutely amazing day, evening, an amazing morning, amazing afternoon, night, everywhere you are. Tails in the building. This episode is brought to you by the creator of all things good in life, in life. Mm-hmm. In life. And of course, people, I'm pressed for time, but it's okay. This stream is called, oh my goodness. This stream is not called, oh my goodness. This stream is called, what's it all worth? First and foremost, over here in the States, it's a holiday week, right? This is the day before Thanksgiving, what's known as Thanksgiving in the States, right? A day to really reflect and, in other words, think about showing gratitude for all that you endear and care about, whether it's individuals. Mainly, it's about spending time with people who you love, even if family, folks you care about, things of that nature. But really taking into account, in my mind, I've always just learned it was about just being appreciative of what you have. You have yourself, you have your health, you have your faculties. You're able to take care of yourself. You have a home, right? You have the ability to work and take care of yourself. You can eat, right? Like the basics of life that you're able to meet, we should be gracious for and have a certain amount of gratitude for. What's up, Gandhi G? What's happening, man? What's happening? So I say, like this stream, what's it all worth? I look at how this year turned out so far, right? Even though we're not 100%, it's not over, right? Yet. But yeah, like before I forget the noise, people. The noise. The people just every time I'm streaming, they decide now's the time to push the button and make noise to distract wonder from what's going on. One of the things, let me go back before I continue, and this is actually on point with what Gandhi Ji just said right there. Health, y'all, like health, being thankful for our health, 100% is something that we should never ignore. Like someone told me last year, and we're in the same age group, like same generation. He told us He told me, you know, we have more years behind us than in front of us, right? And that just reminded me, man, like you got to make the most of what you have, like, and take care of yourself in the process. Literally, take care of yourself in the process as best as you can, because that's what keeps us going. Our ability to exist, to thrive, to push, to experience, explore, to live, contribute. Our health, y'all, our health. If that's adversely impacted, it affects everything in our lives, man. That's number one. Health is really wealth, true wealth, in my mind. In my mind. Um, and then I look at this year so far, 2025. Man, I tell you, man, it's been like ups and downs, like kind of crazy. Ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs. I take notice of the great things that have happened, and I take notice of the not so great. And I try to learn from the not so great things, the mistakes, the failures, hardship, trials, tribulations. Like that still sort of like creates character, reaffirms who you are or who you could become. These tests and trials of life, right? And then and that's in my actual life, right? And then when I come to the internet, I come to the internet to be distracted and for entertainment, also for information or whatever, but for the most part, entertainment. And on the crypto side of things, it's been mostly entertainment, but sorted. Unfortunately, on the crypto side of things, the bear markets that, I mean, the bull markets that some of us have experienced in the past, we didn't get a chance to see this go round, this cycle, right? But then I think about like this whole thing about money, crypto, money, this and that. And again, what are you gonna sacrifice for money? Your well-being, your peace, your practically your happiness. You know, uh, as a child coming up, even in high school, I learned like as far as like relationships, right? Marriages, family, relationships. Many I've learned years ago that a lot of marriages end up dissolving due to financial reasons. Money. Money brings the worst out of people, y'all. Like, and it's a constant battle. Like, you give somebody a bag, and I learned this even in crypto. You give somebody a bag, all the money does is highlight who they really are. That's it. I remember going to school, people were like, they were taking like certain studies. They were studying certain disciplines like psychology, liberal arts, psychology, um, humanities, like writing, English, writing, literature, history, all the ologies, anthropology, sociology, all the ologies, right? And many of them told me after a while they would switch up their discipline and study engineering. They would switch it up, go from psychology to straight up engineering, or they'll jump into computer science, or they would just follow a discipline, right? Just even try their hand at medicine, maybe dabble in law, but they did that at that time. Especially one of them that told me he studied computer science because he said he wanted to live a certain lifestyle in his life. He wanted to live a certain type of lifestyle that studying liberal arts was not going to provide. Having a master's in psychology to then go on, because of the master's, you still need to get your graduate in the States. You still need to have your PsyD, basically your PhD in psychology, to be able to really perform as a psychologist, evaluate, test, etc., etc. But chasing money was the whole thing. Like, listen, man, I'm gonna bust my tail right now. Not me, but they were saying they're gonna bust their tail because they gotta chase money, suffer, go through whatever they gotta go through, and it could be a fire strategy. Some families encourage their kids early. They have a blueprint for the child. From the point the child is born, the parents already laid out a plan for them. Where they're gonna go to school, what their specialty will be, what they're going to study, who they're going to marry, etc. To some cultures, it's just defined that way, and I can't really knock it because before, when I was young and I was watching my peers and you know grow up that way, I would say, "Damn, that's kind of tough. You don't have the freedom to choose. They're doing the choosing for you, and then looking now." Those who have been successful have been extraordinarily successful. And I'm not saying those who don't, who are not, who don't have that type of support structure or familial structure fail. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just talking about value, and what we chase in life and what we sacrifice literally in our lives just to make a dollar. Like, and I look at all this and I see how this poor excuse for a leader, this poor excuse. He said proof of wrinkles. Proof of gray hairs. Proof of gray hairs is fire. I like that. Proof of gray hairs. I was thinking about the proof contracts. Remember proof of pool, proof of fart. That was 2018, man. Hundreds of contracts. Proof of Japan, proof of CG, proof of TJ. They had multiple iterations of contracts for themselves, those influencers and all. Yo, that's crazy. Proof of wrinkles, proof of gray hairs. But one thing I realized this year again that made me just take notice, just the chasing, a lot of this animosity, disdain, and anger that this founder has attracted and brought upon himself was people believed in his weird pseudo promises. And I say pseudo is because he always attached his nonsense to having no expectations, right? Not having any type of, just be clear that he's not going to do anything for anybody, but it's half-assed because we know that he's working for everybody too. That's the truth. When he's trying to tell you he's not working, is in other way he is working. He's just trying to avoid and skirt SEC. But what's this all worth though? Like, what's this all worth to lie to a community? What's this all worth to be a proponent of lies and deceit by becoming an influencer? So people could like you, you build your popularity, and you leverage your popularity to continuously deceive your audience. What's that worth? When you launch a token, you don't know what you're doing, or even if you do, you're disingenuous from the start. You deceive your audience, and you rug your token. You rug the liquidity from your token. What is that all worth? Like what is the purpose of all that? And then this is all done under the guise. These people are so phony. They do it under the guise of trying to mimic what this founder has said and parrot his words, talking about making the world a better place. You know? Richard in the building, man. You know? Making the world a better place. But what people are doing is actually, right, deceptive. They're stealing, they're extracting, they're tricking, right? They're scamming, grifting. And they're playing these games like it's a fine line. Like they presented so much hypocrisy. And I say they too because they support his hypocrisy. They support, they meaning his cadre of zombie believers, zombified influencers who believe the rhetoric are an absolute part of the problem. They've played this game so much, it's so bad they believe in the nonsense, and they believe what they're doing is justified. And pick and choose when it's convenient to use adages such as not financial advice, do your own research, to protect their ass cheeks from getting in trouble. No one forced you to do anything. What's that all worth? Like, people got hurt and people laugh at them, right? Folks, right, are not having the best experience at all. And when they ask questions, they're insulted, disrespected from the founder on down. So what's this all really worth?